Hi, good evening, all of you. Abhishek, Mohit, Anurag. I think Balbir, Shadab. Okay, am I audible to all of you? Online, streaming fine? Am I streaming fine? Yes, Abhishek, Niharika, Akash Kumar, Devi. Okay. ठीक है, so you go on this mode. ठीक है. Hello, Ram, Shivam, Sangi Kimi, Akanksha. I hope it's the same Akanksha who we know. Avinash, Krishna. My voice is clear. My voice is always clear. The problem is the system. सेम प्रॉब्लम घर में भी वही होता है. मैं हमेशा साफ बोलता हूं, समझने वाला ही समझ नहीं पाता है. बताओ. आनंद राव, चौहान, पुलकित. Okay. I think the worst question I can ask you right now is, how was your prelims? Okay. This is not a question that I should ask you, and I understand. Okay. And how is prelims? I think even UPSC does not know what they did. Okay. So, ठीक है, these things happen. Okay. Just that sometimes it's overwhelming. ठीक है. But our guess is they will definitely tweak something, because they will want to have some minimum number qualifying if it really goes very bad. इन्होंने I think 2021 में किया था, 22 में भी किया था. They eliminate 2 questions which are, because they have to achieve that 60 marks qualifying, 66 marks qualifying, कितना 60% है? 7% qualifying for the CSAT. So rather than lower the cutoff, they remove the questions. Okay, so they have a very smart way of. India में कुछ भी possible है, ठीक है? So they will definitely do something. That's why I'm saying all of you who think on the border case, okay, you are on. Border case मतलब 4-5 मार्क ऊपर नीचे, sometimes even अगर 3 क्वेश्चन हटा दिया तो आराम से आपका 10 मार्क भी एडजस्ट हो जाएगा वहां पर. Okay, and same thing applies even in case of your GS. Okay, GS cutoff will be less. हालांकि last time I remember when we had a discussion online, okay, we were sitting in a team 2022 का जो था. And there I had said I'm expecting cutoff of 87, 85. Okay, others said no sir, 90 जाएगा, 98, 89 जाएगा. Okay, so I think I'll trust my gut instincts there. This time the cutoff will come down below 83, 84 types. So that's why I'm saying be hopeful here. Okay, और वैसे भी आप लोग, I mean unless it's your last attempt, वो अलग बात है. Okay, we'll see what we can. Otherwise आपका प्रीलिम्स हो ना हो, whatever it is, आपको पढ़ाई करना चाहिए like you are giving a main examination. And I think you must in your preparation somewhere take a call when enough is enough. I don't agree with you preparing year after year और वही mistakes कर रहे हो. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि mistakes आपने कुछ really संभाल लिया, वही mistakes कर रहे हो बार बार. Mistakes क्या है? नहीं होता है, 2-3 महीना आप ढल जाते हो, you go off track. Okay, then you do some test series randomly, then by December, January, prelims आपके सर पे आ जाता है. फिर वही mistake करते रहते हो आप लोग. Don't do this time, please. I mean, it's a time when there are opportunities elsewhere. So you work like आप लोग prelims निकालोगे and आप लोग definitely okay, mains दोगे, और अगर ना हुआ, God forbid ना हुआ, so even then keep studying. So that at least mains level का preparation is over by September, October latest. The अगले साल it's only revision. Okay, see, one big problem that people have is because of the prelims fear. Okay, they focus more on prelims. And अगर एक साल ना हुआ तो अगले साल और दोबारा करते हो prelims के बारे में. So some of you clear prelims in second attempt or third attempt, and by second, third attempt your mains is entirely forgotten. The study approach required for prelims is different. So don't do that mistake. So my point here is you prepare like you're qualifying for the mains examination. Na hua, fine, it's a learning experience for us. My guess is lot of people who are thinking they are scoring less, even as less as 75, 78, I should say be hopeful. वो कौन सा tweak होगा, कहां पर जाएगा, you never know. But they will tweak it, I know it there. Okay, so trust yourself there and start off. Anyways, welcome to our session. My name is Shabbir. I have with me Devender sir. He has been supporting us in the current affairs. Some of you have been part of our prelims program, and Devinder was almost single-handedly managing it. The quality of questions, the mentorship. Okay, so he will be here with me discussing whatever we have planned. Take a seat, sit down, bed. So welcome to our program. Now, I am here to discuss two things with you. One is what can you do in the preparation, okay, and that preparation is more about a mindset. Okay, some of you have been part of the prelims to understand what I mean by mindset. आपको वो mindset से काम करना होगा. That's one. And second is what can we do to support you? There are two parts of this. ठीक है? So let me start off on this. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so first, now this is a question students ask me, sir, GS में तो सबके marks एक जैसे होते हैं, and the defining factor probably some of you say is optional, some of you say is interviews. My answer is no. People who qualify the examination, people who get the ranks, and I'm sure all of you are aspiring for the top ranks. ऐसा थोड़ी है कि आप बना के आए हो मन की मुझे 700 रैंक चाहिए और 800 रैंक, थोड़ी है. All of you want कि सर 100 के अंदर आ जाएं, within 50 आ जाएं, and why not? You should aspire for that. So अगर आप marks देखोगे, the toppers always get very good marks. Okay, so look at this girl, Ishita. Ishita GS में 451 में. Okay, Garima Lohia 470, Uma Harti 461, Smriti 456, Rahul Srivastava 464. तो ये लोग तो 450 की बात ही नहीं कर रहे हैं, right? And you go on seeing this for 440, 450 के range में है. And if you compare the lower ranks, okay, देखो range, okay, 352, 381, 368, 353, 359. Okay, so it matters to say that कि सबके marks GS में same आते हैं. There's not much of difference. This is a wrong assumption you have. Every paper in the exam matters. Essay भी matter करेगा. I don't have the list right now. You'll find the essays. Okay, those who have qualified, उनके marks invariably 130, 135 range में रहता है. जो नहीं करता है 109, 110, less than 100, 115 range में रहता है. So you will have to prepare like you want to be in the top 10. You have to prepare like you want to be among the best marks. And GS के marks important है. For that matter, all papers are important. तो आप ये one mindset, you'll get this out of your mind कि GS के सबके marks same रहते हैं. No, नहीं रहते हैं. हर पेपर में, हर क्वेश्चन में अगर एक एक मार्क बढ़ा देते हो, you will have at least 25 marks more than the others. Okay, and 20 mark in 4 papers, looking at 80 marks advantage, right? It's a huge lead over the others. Okay, so interview I'll not pick up right now. Let's keep to the written part. So marks matter. To tell you this, the lower marks के marks कम है GS में, अगर यही बंदा 100 मार्क ले आता है यहां पर, the rank changes. 50 मार्क ले आओ, the rank 861 है, the rank becomes 200, 300 ranks आ जाएगा आपका. Okay, so do not talk yourself. मैं invariably students come and ask me, sir, GS के तो marks वही रहते हैं, sir, we want to work more on maybe interview. So you tell us what to do in essays. Don't do that, all of you. ठीक है? Okay, having said that, now, so the same point here, all of them will matter. Your GS will matter, your optional will matter, and essays matter. Essays हम बात करेंगे. We have the next workshop on, I think, 13th. 13th, I'll meet you for the essays. Right now for the GS. So all the three matter. Now, in fact, you miss, I mean, if I knew that he would come today, we had one topper with us this afternoon, Shubham Kumar. Shubham ranked 41. And I was asking him, what did he do? Okay, and I had an interview which I have recorded. I'll share it all of you on the YouTube. I'll share that with you. A very good thing he said was, and by the way, this boy had not joined any GS course. Okay, he was with us in Geography, Foundation, Integrated. He was with us in the test series. Okay, and I asked him कि तूने पढ़ाई कैसे किया? And by the way, first attempt, rank 41. He finished his graduation 21 June में. 21 June he starts, 22 he gives the mains examination and the results are out. Okay. So I asked him कि बताओ आपने क्या ऐसे पढ़ाई किया? He said 3 things and it was a very interesting interview with him. The first thing he told me was, sir, I did UPSC and IAS because I did not know what else to do. Okay, I'm ambitious, but ऐसा कोई extraordinary skills नहीं है. that I can become this, or I am a top. He is definitely a top ranker. He is a computer science graduate from Hansraj. But somehow he felt he did not have that type of brain, okay, where he can become the best. He wanted to be ambitious, but he thought कि UPSC में कर सकता हूं. Okay, nothing else. He said, और कुछ करने में लायक नहीं हूं सर, मैं यही करने घुस गया. So, number one. Second he said was, see, this type of mindset जो है ना, there is an element of desperation. कि और कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूं, अब यही करना है. What happens in desperation? Two type of attitudes come up. One desperation is, अब कुछ नहीं हो सकता, अब मैं कुछ नहीं करूंगा. Second is, यार अब कुछ नहीं हो सकता है, अब यही बचा हुआ है, इसी में घुस जाओ फिर. There are two type of reactions people have. And he said this, कि sir, my working hard was primarily because of fear. Fear की सर, अगर नहीं हुआ, तो मुझे फिर क्या करना पड़ेगा? I do not know. अगर नहीं हुआ, कि दोबारा पढ़ना पड़ेगा. And he said, एक बार पढ़ सकता हूं UPSC के लिए. Second time, said it's so boring sometimes. It's so mechanical sometimes. The fear that I will not have the trauma again, I must qualify. And third, very much, then I asked him, then what did you do? He said, I did a solid analysis of what is required. I laid down a proper strategy on what's required. Okay, ekdam milestone based. I was so impressed with him. A young boy, I mean, coming out of graduation, मतलब उसकी उम्र क्या होगी बताओ? 20, 21, 22 साल maximum here. And this guy is so methodical. He said, sir, I have seen all the question papers repeatedly. Before he joined the classes also, he said, I knew what is to be read, kahan se padhna hai. I have an idea about, okay, what's important, what's not important. I wanted direction. He has done all the dirty analysis first. And then he's in class, he's able to validate. Sir, ye padha rahe, oh, because of that thing. Ye padhaya the, oh, because of that. Sir, ye cheez nahi padhaya aapne. I think important hai. Chalo, main apne aap kar leta hu. He said, sir, a class, a course mein, it's impossible to teach everything. Okay. And I asked him, geography course is 6 months. So do you think I should reduce it? He said, no, why reduce it, sir? दिन में 2 घंटा ही तो पढ़ना है क्लास में, और reduce करोगे तो आप बहुत कुछ काट दोगे आप. Don't reduce it. But he was very clear about how the milestone has to be done. So I impressed about his idea of strategy, of planning. And people like him deserve to qualify. You know why? UPSC wants thinking people. Some of you were in the Prelims program. I told this to you already. You have to be thinking people, not mechanical people. Mechanical, ye padha diya, ratta maar liya. Arey, why? That type of mechanical study may be for the first 2 or 3 months when your preparation starting off. This examination is not where I will tell you you read and you will qualify. I tell you, you understand the importance, you do the value addition, you modify accordingly, and then you qualify. You have to be thinking. So I'm starting the conversation with how important is analysis. You must spend. So abhi aapka aaj hai 7th, right? Today is 7th. By the time we start the course, you have about 1 week's time with you. 1 week में करना क्या है आपको? Hardcore analysis करना है. कैसे questions आते हैं? And example दिखाते हैं आपको. What type of analysis I want you to do? What type of questions are asked? What themes are asked repeatedly? The themes must be on the fingertips. Again, and this boy, Shubham, because he knew the themes, कि क्या क्या पूछेगा, he said, sir, I had written content for everything. I made a collection of case studies. I made a collection of data. I made a collection of all possible theories I can use. And he said, my strength was geography. So मैंने geography paper 1 में डाल दिया, paper 2 में डाल दिया, paper 3. He said, even I put paper 4 में geography examples. And I'm sure, irrespective of what background you come from, आप PSIR से आए, आप anthropology, I'm sure your subject has content which can be used across questions. So your analysis of paper बहुत important है. हम तो कहेंगे, the 10-15 of you here and others will come in. You form a group among yourself now. कि हम 4 बैठ के analyze the paper quickly. Paper 1 में क्या themes पूछ रहा है? Okay. Many of you do not even remember syllabus. Understandable because आप prelims पढ़ रहे हो since December, January. Okay. You've forgotten things. Now go brush it up. So analysis बहुत important है. Okay. About, now see that's what I am talk about. See. These are the 3 things. In fact, I'll suggest अगर pen paper है, write these down. Online also, all of you, please. अगर pen paper है आपके पास में, write these down. I will initiate the process. You will take it on thereafter. You know the questions better than me. Okay. First thing you should do is analyze. Yeah, analyze the themes asked. Analyze the themes asked. Okay. Second is analyze the difficulty levels. Analyze the themes asked. Analyze the difficulty levels of the questions asked. Okay. These two are hardcore PYQ analysis. Okay. आप लोग मैं चाहूंगा लास्ट 10 साल का पेपर एकदम इट्स लाइक यू विल डिकोड द पेपर कंप्लीटली एंड फोकस ऑन द एग्जामिनर्स एक्सपेक्टेशन. ये क्या है बताएंगे आपको बाद में. फोकस ऑन द एग्जामिनर्स एक्सपेक्टेशन, ओके, बेस्ड ऑन द पेपर. What I mean by this, I'll come to this a bit later. Okay, let me demonstrate the themes asked. You all fine? लिख लिया आप लोगों ने, all of you? You're pursuing masters in Australia, 24. You want attempt in 25. Yes, ready. You can definitely. But you have to join Edukemy for this. I'm sorry. You have got no other way out. $20. से calculate भी कर लिया. Paid in dollars. Oh, yes, yes. Paid in dollars. Okay, I will tolerate Australian dollar. Okay, for now. Okay, not ruble. Okay, ready? Of course you can. Of course you can. But let me focus. By the way, all those watching us right now, this is a workshop for this year's mains examination. But I invite all the others. ये जो हम discuss करेंगे अभी, if you know this, your preparation gets smoothened. ठीक है? Otherwise, I'm focusing on this year's mains. Okay. So these are the three things you will analyze. Now, what I mean by analysis of the theme asked. अब देखो, paper one में you have got history, all the types, world history, art and culture, you have got post-independence and so on. ठीक है? You have got geography and you have got society. अच्छा. Now in society अगर देखेंगे आप, हर साल they ask 4 to 5 questions. Okay. 4 to 5 questions के themes क्या हैं? Okay. यही 4-5 theme है. They ask you on tribal, they ask on women, they ask on pluralism, they ask globalization, nothing else. So how much does it take to sit down and map this? कि ट्राइबल में वो 5 सवाल क्या पूछा है लास्ट 10 साल में. Trust me, if you prepare the content properly there, whatever they will ask, you can answer something. वैसे ही women में क्या पूछ सकता है women में? Okay, women in equality, women in jobs, okay, women in violence, okay, women and probably farming, okay, अभी work from home वाला क्वेश्चन पूछ दिया था. Okay, women. So women themes आप मैप कर लो. It can't be more than 4, 5, 6 themes. वैसे pluralism पे, pluralism, assimilation, diversity, culture aspects, और ये तो बहुत important theme है. The government is going very aggressive on the culture and questions पूछ रहे हैं बार-बार culture से. So for every topic you have in syllabus, okay, and the question paper, you map this. और आपके पास ना tribal बोलते ही, I want you to stand up and tell me, sir, tribal में ना ये 10 सवाल पूछा हुआ है. You will be surprised if you do the preparation like this, you will not miss a question on tribal issues. The same thing for women, the same thing for pluralism, the same thing for globalization. And this is syllabus में है आपके ये वाला. But you need to see this yourself. This is what I mean by theme mapping. Theme map करो हर subject का. वैसे ही, okay, if you look at IR, ये तो पूछता है और क्या? Diaspora, neighbors, Pacific organizations. They've been focusing more on the Pacific organizations. The Quad हो गया, you're talking about your ASEAN हो गया. Okay, now of course you have got your ये नहीं, what is that one? IT नहीं. I2U2 is not Pacific, no. Okay. Yeah, BIMSTEC, of course. Indo-Pacific includes Indian Ocean there. So focus on those. And they ask one question for Middle East and Central Asia. So IR is also, it's not that you study everything. If I identify the questions, only 8 themes हैं. Okay. So what happens is when we join classes, ये सारे पढ़ाया जाता है. It's been taught to you. But you don't realize that this is, okay, taught to me. Now sit down and you think about कि diaspora में क्या वो 15 developments हैं. Diaspora में वो क्या 10 developments हैं. So for every paper, every theme of yours, ऐसी आप mapping करोगे. In economy, यही 4 theme पूछता है. They pick up one for inclusive growth, one for infrastructure, one for food processing, agriculture, farmers issues. Okay, so I'm just demonstrating it here. I'm not saying this is exhaustive. आप ये mapping करोगे. And I want कि हर mapping में you write down what are the questions last 10 years के. Start with last 5 years. Okay. Then you do another 3 years, then another 3 years. ऐसे कर लो आप लोग ऐसे. Your questions have to be memorized. यार यही क्वेश्चन तो पूछा था 2018 में पूछा था, और इसी का फॉर्म पूछा था 15 में पूछा था. Analyze the theme base. Is it okay all of you here? Okay. This is one work. This will require 2 days of work. पेपर बाय पेपर आप जाएंगे. इनफैक्ट मैं पूछूंगा कि बताओ सोसाइटी क्वेश्चन कौन सा क्वेश्चन नंबर है. Will you know this? Yes. Which question number is society questions? On your fingertips होने चाहिए. Question number 4, question number 5, 8, 9 and 10. Correct?
8, 9, 10, 89.
89, yes. ठीक है. कौन से 10 मार्क वाले हैं, कौन से 15 मार्क वाले हैं? तो 4, 5, 6 वाले 10 मार्क वाले होते हैं. I want that type of focus. नहीं है, see, it's such a waste of time otherwise. Because you will know exact question. अब बार बार वही देखो ना, ये हर बार देखोगे यार. क्वेश्चन नंबर 9 जो है ना, ये हमेशा पूछ देता है ऑन सिक्योरिटी और साइबर सिक्योरिटी. क्वेश्चन नंबर 15 जो है, दे ऑलवेज आस्क समथिंग ऑन टेररिज्म. आपको ऐसे याद हो जाएगा आपको. एंड इफ दे ट्विस्ट इट, okay, you will still manage it better. Fine, all of you? That is what I mean by theme-based, okay, mapping. Now, the second is analysis of the difficulty level. Okay, now see, there are 2 type of questions asked. I mean, typically what we have mapped. Okay, one what we call as L1 question. L1 question are straight questions. इसमें ज़्यादा सोच. You have to pick up the syllabus वाला word. Syllabus is PDS. Within 20 words, 30 words, can you define PDS? Can you give me examples of programs under PDS? Can you tell me 2-3 countries जहां पे PDS है? Give me list of reforms in PDS. Give me list of problems of PDS. Give me list of what are the advantages of PDS. So PDS word देखते ही फिर आपको रुकना थोड़ी है उसमें. Okay, वैसे ही अगर क्वेश्चन पूछ दो स्पेसिफिकली साइबर सिक्योरिटी पूछ दिया, कैन यू डिफाइन साइबर सिक्योरिटी इन 50-20 वर्ड्स? क्या अभी लिखो बोलेंगे 50 वर्ड में राइट डाउन व्हाट साइबर सिक्योरिटी. अगर लिख नहीं पा रहे हो मतलब यू हैव सीरियस प्रॉब्लम. फिर वेग है साइबर, आईटी, इंटरनेट सिक्योरिटी, स्पैमिंग, फिशिंग. नॉट दैट वेज. एग्जैक्टली 50 वर्ड में लिख के दिखाओ व्हाट इज साइबर सिक्योरिटी. देन आई नो यू आर ऑन द टॉप ऑफ द टॉपिक्स. सो द L1 क्वेश्चंस हैं, लेवल 1 क्वेश्चंस आर दैट टाइप ऑफ स्ट्रेट क्वेश्चंस. क्या analysis है देवेंद्र? Analysis of L1?
More than 50% question in the paper. More than 50% are the L1 question in the paper. You will find like a direct question. In the last year, the primary rocks they ask in the geography. Similarly, they ask about the capital account, current account in the economy. Even in the international relation, they are asking direct organization, difference between the BRICS and the BIMSTEC. These kind of the question यहाँ पे आपका कंटेंट रेडी होना चाहिए. इट्स नॉट लाइक कि आप सोचोगे बैठ के वहाँ पे क्या लिखना है, तो वो रेडीनेस होना चाहिए. GS3 में साइंस एंड टेक से पूछा था S400 में क्या स्पेसिफिक फीचर है. इट वाज इन द न्यूज़ फॉर द लास्ट 2 years. अगर आपका कंटेंट रेडी है तो आप विद इन द 5 minutes यू कैन राइट द आंसर.
What we are saying is, I'm sorry. What I'm saying is there are some topics जिसमें कि कंटेंट आपका 100% रेडी होना चाहिए और रेडी नहीं रटा हुआ होना चाहिए. If I have to ask it, this was the question they asked, no? Okay. Right. How is S400 air defense system technically superior to any other system present in the world? 21 question? 21 का क्वेश्चन है. इस क्वेश्चन में आप थोड़ी सोचोगे यार, ये तो इंपॉर्टेंट है, आपको पता होना चाहिए और लिखो बैठ के इसमें. If somebody asks you, write about India's program for indigenization of aircraft carriers. You all should know this. सोचना क्या है इसमें? What is India doing or what the world doing for nuclear safety? You should know these points, right? तो ये जो straight वाले हैं, this have to be memorized verb. उसमें सोचना नहीं है. You are there, you switch on, you write down. The examples of these questions are, एक ये वाला था, एक और example last year में. What are the challenges of PDS system in India? How can it be more effective and transparent? You cannot say that ये surprise question है. तो आपके सिलेबस में जो keywords हैं, the detailed list में, for every topic you should have a write-up ready for yourself. With some examples, with some definitions ready. We call this as L1. ये question अगर गलत हुआ और आपने कहा कि हाँ लिखा है but not the best, that is not excusable at all. Fine here? तो वैसे एक और question है, look at this one. Distinguish between capital budget and revenue budget. Explain the component of these two budgets. It is elementary. Anybody beginning with economy, okay, you should know this. And not just know this, define करो and write this in less than 7 minutes. कि क्या है हमारा टारगेट 10 मिनट्स के कितने हैं 10 मार्क्स के
10 mark के 10 question, so you need to write within the 7 minutes.
each question in 7 minutes. We want that type of speed from all of you. Memorize the answers. So 10 marks के questions write within 7 minutes. And कितने words हम बता रहे हैं
150 words.
150 words के within. So I talk in terms of page. Okay, 10 मार्क का एक डेढ़ पे ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. With diagrams, sketches, whatever you want. Okay, we call this as L1, L2 questions. ठीक है? Now, जो thinking questions हैं, by the way, the breakup that he just told you right now, Deven told you right now is, I think I was mapping it with him. Till to 2020, the breakup was approximately 40, 60 or 50-50. Okay, 40 was thinking questions and 60 was the state questions, or about 50-50. Okay, 50-50 almost there, but no, ulta tha, sorry. 30 were thinking questions, yeah. 30% were thinking questions, 70% were state questions till 2018-19. उसके बाद चेंज हुआ है. Last year, 40% were thinking questions, 60% were state questions. And my guess, this year, they'll make it 50-50 or more than that. The question paper का जो quality है, it will move towards the higher order thinkings. They'll move towards the tricky questions ऐसे हैं, no institute can teach you. I can give you a range to prepare from, but कहना सर यही पढ़ाया था, because they'll play with the words itself. Take an example of this. Like L3 questions, the level 3 questions. Level 3 questions, analytical question or HOTS. HOTS बोलते हैं higher order thinking skills. Okay, so what they're doing, HOTS की example आपने देख लिया इस बार prelims examination में, right? And they are ensuring that. And I mean, if I'm reading UPSC's mind, UPSC is clearly telling us, we don't care what background you come from. We are choosing for India's administration, we want the best brains. आपकी पढ़ाई कहाँ हुई है, आप गांव से आए हो, शहर से आए हो, साइंस हो, मैथ हो, we don't care about it. We want the best brains. Okay, UPSC IAS is not a employment generation program. Okay, it is requirement of country's administration. We will take the best there. For the best, we will elevate the question levels. And somewhere they are testing your emotional levels there. Question देके घबरा गए, then fine, you're out. So it is a very thought strategy. It's not random here. धीरे धीरे वो बढ़ा कर they're taking it to a next level. Okay, so look at these questions now. I mean, I'm amazed by how they have framed it. See, you all know these words. You all know what is tolerance, assimilation, सब पता है. Pluralism. But मेरा challenge होगा, can you write 50 words on each of these words? And उन्होंने जोड़ के पूछा है. Are tolerance, assimilation, pluralism the key elements in making of, okay, so form of secularism in India? Just here.
Indian form of secularism.
Making of, oh sorry, yes, yeah. Making of an Indian form of secularism, justify your answer. Now this is a question, okay, nobody could have anticipated this form. हम बोल सकते हैं सिलेबस क्लास में, ये क्लास में नहीं पढ़ाया है, मैंने ये भी पढ़ाया, ये भी पढ़ाया, ये भी पढ़ाया है. Okay, but to put them together into a question and write this in the exam condition, this is a crazy one. You have to be thinking people now. पहले तो आप डिफरेंशिएट करो यार, टॉलरेंस और प्लुरलिज्म में सिमिलर क्या है, डिफरेंस क्या है? आर द सेम थिंग्स. व्हाट इज टॉलरेंट, व्हाट्स प्लुरलिज्म, व्हाट इज एसिमिलेशन? विद एग्जांपल्स बताओ. गिव मी 4 एग्जांपल्स ऑफ टॉलरेंस इन इंडिया. गिव मी 4 एग्जांपल्स ऑफ एसिमिलेशन इन इंडिया. I'll ask Devendra to help you on this one. Okay, give me 4 examples of pluralism in India and tell me, are they the key elements in making? या कुछ और भी है या कुछ कम है, बताओ. A very important part, I think, in this is, okay, Indian secularism में there's the element of how the state operates vis-a-vis cultural elements. Okay, so it's like secularism is not simply about what we think about the culture. It's not simply about what we think about religion. It's about how does the state operate vis-a-vis these cultural elements. Like state like China में ये सब बैंड है, नो रिलीजन. In Marxist systems, no religion. French, they began with no religion, but Napoleon changed things. He said, okay, let's bring the church back. Okay, in US, okay, religion भी है, okay, cultures भी हैं, state भी हैं. And state says, I will not interfere in the religion. India में it is more malleable. So इस list में will say, one key element missing will be probably the role of the state. It's not simply alone this one. So a society जो tolerant है, a society जो pluralist है, is not necessarily okay secular on its own. You have to have some philosophy of the state here. तो ये चीज ना आपको हमेशा पढ़ाया नहीं जाएगा. You have to think on the answers here. So I'll let you discuss it afterwards. ठीक है? This is a thinking question. You cannot answer based on okay mechanical memorization. Okay, look at this one. क्या हुआ? Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, this is another crazy question. Elucidate the relationship. Every time I see this question, I'm wondering क्या कर दिया इसने. And the best part है 10 mark का question है. Elucidate the relationship between globalization, new technology, in the world of scarce resource with reference to India. 4 keywords. Okay. कि relationship इन दोनों में क्या है? Scarce resource context है और इंडिया के रेफरेंस से बताओ. ये क्वेश्चन को आपको 4 बार पढ़ना पड़ेगा जाने के लिए. या पूछ क्या रहा है? What is asking? And these type of questions will be 50% of your paper. और लिखना है 7 मिनट में. So until you have done this type of writing, enough writing, your mind won't work on this. Okay. देखने में लगे हाँ लिख दिया मैंने. क्या लिखा? I wrote all about globalization. You've forgotten technology. I wrote about scarce resource. I forgot about Indian reference. You have to bring all of them. I'll tell you what to do. You must do on this a bit later. So I want to appreciate that these are the type of questions which you have to also be ready for. But इसमें time डालने के लिए your L1, L2 should be set. Okay, look at another question. How does, इस सब last questions हैं. How does Indian society maintain continuity in traditional social values? Enumerate the changes taking place in it. How does society maintain continuity? पहले तो इसके लिए एग्जाम्पल चाहिए होगा आपको. आप एग्जाम्पल सोच के बताओ. 4 एग्जाम्पल दे दो मुझे. For examples where we have maintained the cultural continuity, we have maintained the social continuity in social values. एक और, don't simply tell me society has continuity. Society has continuity, yes. Me, my son, his son, continuity हो गया ना आपका. मैं भी पांडे, मेरा बेटा भी पांडे, वो भी पांडे, उसका बच्चा भी पांडे. Okay, तो ये continuity हो गया ना आपका. I am living in Assam. Okay, my father was in Assam, his father in Assam, and my future will be in Assam. ये भी continuity हो गया. But if they are asking you, continuity in the context of social values. What values I'm talking about here? And, okay, enumerate the changes taking place. It's almost ironical. एक तरफ बोल रहे हो continuity है, और एक तरफ बोल रहे हो बताओ change भी है. So if you really sit and think on the questions, they're really high level questions. And the best part, you know what? ऐसे questions में, even if you write an okay answer, you'll get very good marks. Because most will not know what to do with this question. समझ में आ रहा है यहाँ पे? An okay question. You have thought about it, 4-5 dimensions are done, you're home there. So हम चाहेंगे कि आप क्वेश्चन पेपर को ऐसे एनालिसिस करो. One is do the thematic analysis. Number 2 is do the difficulty analysis. Okay, कि L1 क्वेश्चन है, L2 क्वेश्चन है, ये L3 टाइप का क्वेश्चन है, and make a list of, लिखो बैठ के questions. One mistake all of you do is you buy the analyzed paper from the market. Don't do that. You buy the question bank year wise और आप अलग अलग करो. You segregate the questions. I will make a list of all economy questions. बैठो पूरा एक दिन बैठ के इकोनॉमी का करो सिर्फ काम. इकोनॉमी क्वेश्चंस ये हैं, अच्छा ये है L1 L2 क्वेश्चंस, और दीज आर द स्टेट क्वेश्चंस, दीज आर बेस्ड ऑन सो एंड सो थीम्स, यू मे डू एन एनालिसिस, यू विल लर्न, आई विल बी सरप्राइज्ड क्या क्या इंसाइट्स मिलेगा आपको उससे. सो ऑल ऑफ यू, सम ऑफ यू आस्किंग मी सर व्हाट विल बी आवर वर्क फॉर द नेक्स्ट 10-12 डेज, जो भी है यही आपका काम है. वी विल हेल्प यू ऑन दिस व्हेन द कोर्स स्टार्ट्स, बट आई वांट कि आप कम से कम पेपर 1 एंड पेपर 2 कर लो. पेपर 1 ही कर लिया, बिकॉज फर्स्ट 2 टेस्ट इज पेपर 1. पेपर 1 करो, रिमेनिंग आई विल हेल्प यू विद इट, एंड इफ यू हैव टाइम गो अहेड डू द रेस्ट आल्सो. हु स्टॉप्स यू देयर? Like, analyze the paper in terms of themes, analyze in terms of the difficulty level. He will come back and tell you what in difficult level. The third very important thing is, ये भी एक उसी का क्वेश्चन है. Do you agree with? The question is 21 last year, 22 का है. Do you agree with the view that increasing dependence on donor agencies for development reduces the importance of community participation in the development process? Do you agree with the view that the increasing dependence on the donor agencies for development reduces the importance of community participation in the development process? Justify your answer. I mean, I can guarantee this. Nobody could have thought about this question. एक तो, you know what NGOs are, correct? If I ask you, give me a list of donor agencies. और exam pressure में, बताओ नाम बताओ कौन कौन donor agencies हैं? मुझे नहीं पता, ये क्वेश्चन यही है. You decide. It's open question. You decide. अब justify करो. Why you think so? मैं कहने का मतलब ये है, आप जहां से भी आपने क्लास किया होगा वहां पढ़ाया होगा what NGOs are. They would have talked about how funding is done. You know about grant and aids also. पता होगा सारा, but इस फॉर्म में नहीं पढ़ाया होगा. And ये question is not simply what are agencies asking you, tell me your view. Donor agencies help, yes. इंडिया में रोल है, yes, but आप बताओ कि इनके डिपेंडेंस में हमारा कम्युनिटी पार्टिसिपेशन कॉम्प्रोमाइज होता है या नहीं होता है. ओके, जस्टिफाई योर आंसर. एक और खतरनाक वाला, मतलब एग्जांपल्स दे दो हमें. See, what you must appreciate, one point is, all the students are equally surprised. Trust me. जो सरप्राइज नहीं होगा फिर उसने तो पढ़ा ही नहीं क्वेश्चन. If you can't get awe in this question कि यार क्या पूछा, कहां से पूछा, तो आप क्वेश्चन पढ़े नहीं. आपने बस डोनर देखा और चालू हो गया. Okay, मैंने ब्लड डोनेट किया था टाइप्स. Okay, my father donated kidney, I gave blood and I plan to give my heart. That is a donor agency for you. क्वेश्चन डिफिकल्टी यहां पर भी है, ये क्या है, यहां पर है, इसको लिंक करना है, एंड जस्टिफाई यहां भी मुश्किल है. Is it okay all of you here? This is an amazing question. And this question मैं कहूंगा अगर आपने एक ओके आंसर भी लिखा है आपको बहुत अच्छे मार्क्स मिलेंगे. Because even examiners get tired reading trash. They also see blank because most students who qualify the prelims वो मेंस देने की औकात नहीं है. You qualify the prelims does not mean ready for the mains. Very few people actually are mains capable. उसमें भी ये प्रॉब्लम रहेगा. तो आई थिंक इट्स इफ आई सी द क्वेश्चन आई एम हैप्पी. यू नो व्हाई आई एम हैप्पी? बिकॉज ये कंपटीशन यहां कम हो गया. दीज क्वेश्चंस एलिमिनेट पीपल वेरी फास्ट. आपको बस थोड़ा अच्छा कर देना है एंड यू आर होम. जैसे ऑलवेज से कि इस कंपटीशन एक्चुअली आसान है. इफ यू नॉट इन दैट मास ऑफ ओके माइंडलेस रीडिंग, ये आसान कंपटीशन है. इनफैक्ट शुभम दिस मॉर्निंग वाज टेलिंग दैट टू मी. I said, I asked him, why UPSC? He said, sir, UPSC मुझे सबसे आसान लगा. Okay, I said, how do you say that, sir? मैंने IIT दिया था, नहीं हुआ, ये नहीं हुआ. I joined Hansraj, my college was good, but UPSC was the most doable for me. I felt कि अगर मैं पढ़ाई करूंगा ना, मैंने निकाल देना है उसको. It's a great mindset you're coming from. This question will trouble everybody. The challenge is, from whatever you know, आप अपने आप को अप्लाई कैसे कर रहे हो? I hope you got the point, all of you here. तो आपका काम है, go back for the next 1 week, 10 days, आप यही मैपिंग करोगे. क्या थीम्स पूछा है? Okay, the difficulty levels, and you make a list of कि कौन कौन सा रिपीट हो रहा है बार बार, कौन कौन सा बार बार Okay, वही themes, and they repeat the themes. Mains is very much doable. It's not like your prelims. All fine? Yes, yes. The donor agencies are IMF, World Bank, like UNICEF is donor agency, Melinda Bill Gates is donor agency, Oxfam is donor agency. अब बताओ उसमें. Rockefeller Institute was a donor agency that ran Green Revolution. And to say that they definitely will compromise, community participation, not necessarily. It all depends वो किस level में काम कर रहे हैं. Okay, that's for you. Yes, even yes, absolutely. UNESCO, yes, absolutely, yes. Anyways, that's your lookout. Okay. Now, एक और question है. I mean, you all know about right to education. Okay, but look at what it says. It says right of children to free and compulsory education. Okay, 2009. It remains inadequate in promoting incentive-based system for children education without generating awareness about importance of schooling. आपने लॉ बना दो, आप प्रोग्राम बना दो, आप punishable बना दो, whatever. If the society does not know importance of schooling, these acts are of no consequence. It's a very deep question here. It's not asking you tell me the pros and cons of this. ये थ्योरी ये कह रही, क्वेश्चन ये कह रहा है कि प्रॉस तो है ही एक्ट में. We need this. It will help us. But the root problem is our society does not have awareness about importance of schooling. Question यहां पर है, यहां थोड़ी है. अगर ये समझ में आ रहा है ना, your question becomes very easy to manage now. मुझे ये प्रोविजन नहीं भी पता होगा ना, मैंने इस पे लिख देना है. And this applies for girl child. It applies for early education. It applies for higher education. Okay. It applies for tribal education. कहीं भी उठा लो आप. If a society does not value education and schooling, आपने लॉ बना के एग्जाम्पल हम दे सकते हैं डाउरी सिस्टम. जो लॉ बनाना बना लो. If the society doesn't understand the importance of equality or gender rights, law will not work there. A classic case, a social reform is more important than some of the acts. Or at least, social reform is as important as some of these acts. Justify the answers here. You all got it, all of you here? Okay, so ऐसे questions में ना आप बैठें आप. Sit down and analyze the questions as much as you can. Fine? Okay, now, having said this, now I'll ask some questions to you, okay? I'll come back on this one. You tell me, elucidate. If you know the answer, fine. अगर नहीं पता तो guess करो आप. Elucidate the relationship between globalization, new technology in a world of scarce resource with reference to India. ये दिखने में क्या लग रहा है? Okay, दिखने में इकोनॉमी क्वेश्चन, इंडस्ट्री क्वेश्चन, करेक्ट? दिखने में रिसोर्स बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है ये क्वेश्चन किस पेपर में होगा? ओके, अगर इकोनॉमी लग रहा है, ओके, you know you answered, otherwise this question looks like an GS3 economy question. It is not an economy, it is a, yes, you're right, it's a GS1 question. डिफरेंस क्या है? अगर इकोनॉमी में क्वेश्चन पूछेगा, then the answer must be from the economic perspective. अगर ज्योग्राफी में पूछ दिया क्वेश्चन, then the answer must be from the geographical perspective, which is spatial बताओ relationship, location of scarce resource बताओ कहां पर लोकेशंस हैं, tell me the new technology कहां डेवलप किया, क्या लोकेशन क्या है बताओ, किस सेक्टर में डेवलप किया है. I hope you got the point here. So the question का आंसर क्या होना चाहिए? Okay, I think you will explain that better. Okay, it comes from where the question has been asked. The same question can look like a question from social issues. It may be actually part of ethics. फिर आप ethic dimension लिखेंगे आप, values and principles and all of that. The question may look like, अरे ये पूछा है from environment, but पूछा है paper 1 में, तब आप लिखोगे from the geographical perspective. I hope you got the point here. What I mean by mapping, and some questions, ऐसे thing called poverty. Watch all of you watch here. Poverty. Poverty आपको क्या लगता है किस पेपर में होगा? Poverty is part of which paper? पेपर 2 में हो सकता है because social injustice है. Can't it be part of paper 3? Economy. Can't it be part of paper 4? Ethics. Yes. तो सबका आंसर सेम होगा क्या? You got the point, all of you here? ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट अंडरस्टैंडिंग है. Your answer will depend on किस पेपर में पूछा गया है. Accordingly, you will find examples. So, अगर पेपर 2 में है, you look for poverty, inequality, and what is just to a society. अगर पेपर 1 में है, poverty measurement कैसे करना है, क्या डेटा है, what programs are launched there, employment generation क्या है, on those perspective. You come towards ethics paper, the ethical issues of poverty, inequality, injustice, and so on. I hope you got the point. अगर पेपर 1 में पूछ दिया, give me historical perspective. Talk about colonial issues in poverty. Talk from the Indian maybe the world dynamics में कैसे आपका world history से कैसे बना poverty. You link in those type of themes. So one I said is map the themes. Second I said is map the difficulty level. Third I said is map the paper asked. I'll ask you some question. Let's see what you do here. Okay. What do you think this is asked from? Do you agree with the view that increasing dependence on donor agencies for development reduces the importance of community participation in development process? GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. किसमें है ये वाला? ये जो है ना वर्ड कम्युनिटी पार्टिसिपेशन, मतलब है आपको फोकस करना होगा हाउ donor agencies can either exacerbate inequalities by ignoring local people or they may help in reducing inequalities because of equal participation. ये पेपर 2 का क्वेश्चन है. I hope you got the point. So आपको ना हर क्वेश्चन पे ये समझना पड़ेगा, ये क्वेश्चन यहां से पूछा है, what type of content I must have. Fine. देखो what happens is, why I'm doing this for all of you. I remember एक incident था in one of the batches. This boy had an article and I said analyze the article. The person did not understand what is the meaning of analysis. सर मैं से क्या करूं इसका, मैं एनालाइज करके आओ. So he wanted कि सर बताओ क्या होता है analysis first. So I said, I gave him 4 things. I said, number 1, tell me what are the key issues the article is talking about. Can you do this? He said, I can do that. Second, I told him, tell us, whether the writer has explained and justified that thing properly or not. The issue deals with XYZ issues. Now, whether the writer has done a good job in explaining that or not. So, good idea, but bad explanation. Great idea, bad examples. Great idea, bad logic. Good logic, but argument कुछ और बता रहा था. Third, I asked him, एक काम करो, from this article, what are the unanswered questions? वो बताओ मुझे. ठीक है? And the fourth is, from the article, can you pick out interesting insights? यार ये 3 ना बहुत बढ़िया बोल दिया, ये तो मैं कहीं से उठा नहीं पाता. I gave him a framework. Any article you read, you do this. What is the theme of the article? Whether the article issues are well justified, explained or not. Whether that article is leaving some questions unanswered. And fourth is, what do you think are very inspiring ideas in the article? The moment I gave the subheads, he said, sir, अब analysis हो जाएगा, अब कोई article तो मैं करा दूंगा. The point here is, while we say analyze the paper, आपको पता नहीं होता करना क्या है इसका. तो most common analysis is आप टॉपिक अलग कर देते हो, इकोनॉमी, हिस्ट्री, IR, इकोलॉजी कर देते हो, राइट? So वो इनफ थोड़ी है. I am giving you a format for analysis. कि क्वेश्चन पढ़ के करना क्या है, आपको करना क्या है, सेग्रीगेट द क्वेश्चंस अकॉर्डिंग टू टॉपिक्स, आइडेंटिफाई द कॉमनैलिटी एंड द रिपीटेड थीम्स, आइडेंटिफाई द लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस, आइडेंटिफाई कि मैपिंग, ये क्वेश्चन किस पेपर में जस्टिफाइड है या नहीं है. ठीक है, दिस क्वेश्चन लुक्स लाइक ए हिस्ट्री क्वेश्चन बट है सोशल इशू वाला. इट लुक्स लाइक ए इकोनॉमी क्वेश्चन, है क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम ज्योग्राफी में भी. I'll give you another example here. What do you understand by good governance? How far recent initiatives in terms of e-governance taken by states to help beneficiaries? Discuss with suitable examples. ये कौन सा पेपर का क्वेश्चन है? What do you understand by good governance? How far the recent initiatives in terms of e-governance taken by the state have helped beneficiaries? Discuss the suitable examples. कौन सा पेपर का क्वेश्चन है ये वाला? It is GS4. तो गवर्नेंस देख के यू सेट पेपर 2. तो अगर जीएस पेपर 2 में होता तो आप क्या लिखते? यस, फॉलोइंग एग्जांपल गुड गवर्नेंस. और पेपर 4 में है, टेक इट टुवर्ड्स एथिक्स. गुड गवर्नेंस आर एथिकल इश्यूज एंड डेवलप द आंसर देयर. नाउ बहुत डिफरेंस है इसमें. यही चीज को एथिक्स में डिस्कस करना है, नॉट सेम एज डिस्कसिंग फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ पॉलिटी एंड गवर्नेंस. आई होप यू गॉट द पॉइंट हियर. ऐसे बहुत सवाल हैं, यू सरप्राइज्ड. एंड दिस एग्जांपल ऑफ व्हाट वी मीन बाय इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी अप्रोच. आप क्वेश्चन देखते ही शुड नो क्या रहा है, ये वहां से पूछा है, विल आंसर लाइक दिस. ठीक है, आई थिंक आई विल लीव Devender for some time. Devender, I want to discuss that questions. Okay. Now see what I want from now is, okay, you allow him 10-15 minutes. हर क्वेश्चन को ना, once you have done that, हर क्वेश्चन को अटेम्प्ट करने का एक तरीका होता है. Okay. Let him explain with 2 examples, whatever we have, how does he break that topic. So when you are mapping those topics and questions, you'll try doing this on your own somewhere. And you cannot say, sir, ये मैंने पढ़ा नहीं है. बेटा आप प्रीलिम्स दे चुके हो, you better know this now. ठीक है, I'm giving it to Devender. He'll handle for 15-20 minutes. I'll come back and continue thereafter. ठीक है.
Okay. So till now सर ने अभी तक क्या क्या डिस्कस किया, मैं एक ब्रीफ में विद इन 2 मिनट्स बता देता हूँ. सबसे पहले तो you need an analysis of the paper. Means you need to know what the UPSC has been asking. क्या पूछा जा रहा है. What are the major themes? Why the UPSC is repeating the themes? तो सबसे पहले तो आप लोग देखो कि themes में से क्या क्या पूछा है and what are the major themes the UPSC is asking. Second जो सर ने नहीं बताया है, you need to write why this question has been asked. क्यों पूछा गया क्वेश्चन. हम कहते हैं कि इस थीम से आया in the 2022 after the paper I can say this is from this theme. But if I am assuming in 2023, which kind of the question the UPSC will ask? Any idea? How can get this idea कि 2023 में क्या पूछा जाएगा? So from 2014 to 2022, we need to list down all the questions according to a syllabus themes. It should not be according to you. It should be according to a syllabus. If the GS1 is saying about the first line of GS1 of the main syllabus, you need to read about the cultural perspective from ancient India to modern India. Means you just need to focus on the cultural perspective and the architectural perspective. और कुछ नहीं पढ़ना है. जो आप प्रीलिम्स में पढ़ते हो, बुक्स के बारे में पढ़ते हो, बाकी सब चीज सब कुछ पढ़ लेते हो प्रीलिम्स में, बट इन द मेंस दे क्लियरली मेंशन दे यू नीड टू बी फोकस ऑन द कल्चरल एंड आर्किटेक्चरल पर्सपेक्टिव. सिमिलरली इन द GS2 में आप देखेंगे कोई भी टॉपिक्स उठाएंगे, इवन फ्रॉम द सोशल जस्टिस यू आर टेकिंग फ्रॉम द वुमेन टॉपिक, पॉवर्टी टॉपिक, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट टॉपिक्स आप ले रहे हैं, तो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ द क्वेश्चन द यूपीएससी इज आस्किंग? इज इट रिलेट टू दैट ईयर थीम? अगर उन्होंने ग्लोबलाइजेशन से क्वेश्चन पूछा, वर्क फ्रॉम होम से क्वेश्चन पूछा, इज दैट वाज इन द न्यूज? ठीक है. सो व्हेनेवर यू आर डूइंग द एनालिसिस ऑफ द एनी ऑफ द पेपर, स्टार्ट डूइंग फ्रॉम द 2022 itself, list down the questions, break up the paper into the different category. If it's GS1, break down like a culture, modern India, then society, वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री, पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस। सबसे पहले तो वी नीड टू चेक द ट्रेंड्स कि कंटिन्यूटी कितना है क्वेश्चंस में। इफ आई से द बॉर्डर इंडिया इन द 2017, 16, 18 द नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड फॉर 5 to 6, but in 21, 22 the numbers had decreased to 3 only. So means the trend is observed, the number of questions from the modern India decreased, but the questions from the geography has been increased. So overall, the geography is contributing almost 100 marks of the GS1. I can say 7 to 8 questions. Similarly, the question from the society is the fix. It may be 5 or it may be 6. Every time if you see the paper from 14 to 22, the number of the question are 5 to 6 only. It means the society is contributing almost 70 marks in the paper. तो सबसे ज्यादा फोकस मुझे ज्योग्राफी पे करना है, उसके बाद मुझे फोकस करना सोसाइटी पे. If I can say out of 250 only the 2 papers are having the 170 marks, this can be changed. ये फिक्स नहीं है, but according to the analysis this is the 170 marks last 2, 3, 4 years से this is the trend. So if I say the trend of the world history, the trend of the world history on alternate year they are asking the question, but in the last 2 years there is no question from the world history. In the post independence there is one question they are asking relating to the current perspective, जो current situations है, like even in the political situation we say कि आया राम गया राम politics से है, governor related issues है, that in the 1970s also started related to governor. In that kind they can also ask a question related to the post independence. So one idea about the analysis is what the UPSC is asking, why the UPSC is asking. So we can have a better idea what they will ask in the 2023. And in the mains, this is the beauty, there is a repetition of the themes. Note the questions. Repetition of the themes means if they are asking the question of poverty, there are the 5 dimensions of the poverty. उसी dimension से कोई ना कोई question आएगा. Then note the 6th dimension, only the 5 dimension of poverty. Similarly, the dimension of unemployment, dimension of the e-governance. So you need to make the notes of according to your syllabus keywords. तो सबसे पहले मेन स्टार्ट करने से पहले तो आपको अपना सिलेबस याद करना है. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू नो योर सिलेबस? कैन टेल मी दिस इज द GS1 syllabus topic wise, not the subject wise. So the first work to do is the learn your syllabus so you can stick to the boundary. नहीं तो मार्केट में कोई भी मटेरियल मिलेगा, कोई भी उठाओगे उसको पूरा पढ़ोगे. That's the reason आज के टाइम में इट्स नॉट द deficiency of material, it's the amount of material present in the market. उसके बाद हमें देखना है नंबर 1, we will analyze the question paper. We will break that analysis into the themes according to our syllabus only. मैं अपने आप से कोई थीम नहीं क्रिएट करूंगा, I will break according to the syllabus only. So I can एक better idea कि syllabus के इस पार्ट से 80% of question पूछे जा रहे हैं, syllabus के इस पार्ट से 10% ही आए हैं, तो बहुत रेयर चांस है. So I can focus on that part जिसका maximum weightage है. थर्ड, जब मैं themes को आइडेंटिफाई कर लूंगा, then I will come to the level of the question, कि किस लेवल का क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है किस थीम से. If I will say they are asking the typical level of the question, the GS2, and what is the themes related to that one. So वो level breaking आएगा टाइप 3 में, जब आप उसका एनालिसिस कर लोगे क्या टॉपिक से आया है, themes, what are the major themes in which they are asking the question, then I will analyze the level कि किस लेवल के क्वेश्चन पूछे गए हैं, किस थीम से पूछे गए हैं. So I can prepare that theme according to that level. If they are asking the level 3 question from the governance theme, so I will prepare according to that. I will add examples, I will add case study, I will add data, so I can enrich that answer जितना ज्यादा मैं कर सकता हूं. In GS we are having almost 80 question, 20 in each GS. If I am getting 1 mark extra in each question, see the difference. If I am getting only 1 marks extra in each question, I am getting 80 marks extra. So जो हमने सबसे पहले रैंक देखा कि जो रैंक में मेजर डिफरेंसेस हैं, So this is the difference in the ranking. So the person having the rank of 830, he is only scoring 352 marks. The Ishita is having the rank 1, he is scoring the 455 marks. The difference of the marks in the GS is the 100 marks, but the rank difference is the more than 800. So if we are making our GS strong, I cannot say कि only GS strong से paper हो जाएगा. If I am making my GS strong, I am getting the 430, 440, 450 marks in the GS, means I am able to score the rank within 100. अगर मेरा ऑप्शनल ठीक ठाक है और ऐसे मैं 115-120 नंबर ले आता हूं, तो आई कैन बी इन बिटवीन द 1 to 100, तो आई कैन गेट अ सर्विस ऑफ माय चॉइस. ठीक है, तो ये मेन आइडिया है कि हाउ यू कैन रीड जीएस यूर, कैसे जीएस पे फोकस कर सकते हैं, कैसे जीएस का आइडिया ले सकते हैं. तो सबसे पहले आप अपना सिलेबस याद करो. द मेजर आइडिया बिफोर एनालिसिस यू नीड टू लर्न योर सिलेबस. तो ताकि जब आप पेपर एनालिसिस करने बैठोगे तो क्लिक होना चाहिए, यार दिस इज फ्रॉम दिस लाइन ऑफ सिलेबस, दिस इज फ्रॉम द दिस लाइन ऑफ सिलेबस. क्योंकि हमें बाउंड्री लाइन एक पता लग जाएगी, दिस इज द बाउंड्री लाइन फ्रॉम वेयर वी कैन गो थ्रू. ठीक है, तो दिस इज द कंक्लूजन ऑफ द वर्कशॉप की, जो सर ने बताया कि आपको क्या करना है बिफोर स्टार्टिंग योर प्रिपरेशन. ओके, नाउ कम टू द क्वेश्चंस. जो जो क्वेश्चंस हमने देखे हैं, okay, so this was the first question in the level 3. Are tolerance, assimilation and pluralism the key elements in the making of an Indian form of secularism? Anybody can tell me what is the Indian form of secularism? ठीक है, और कोई वाटर टाइट सेपरेशन नहीं है स्टेट का रिलीजन से. इफ किसी रिलीजन में स्टेट के इंटरफेरेंस का जरूरत होता है तो गवर्नमेंट विल इंटरफियर इन सम ऑफ द सिचुएशंस देयर. So this is the Indian form of secularism. So the question is here, are tolerance, assimilation, pluralism the key elements in making of an Indian form of secularism? सबसे पहले तो टॉलरेंस का एग्जांपल देखते हैं. 2022 में क्वेश्चन पूछा गया टॉलरेंस. टॉलरेंस के बेसिस पे देयर वाज अ थीम ऑफ इन द न्यूज़पेपर, द इनटॉलरेंस हो रहा है इंडिया में बहुत ज्यादा, किसी को बहुत ज्यादा इश्यूज हो रहे हैं. तो व्हेन द डिफरेंट कम्युनिटी आर लिविंग टुगेदर इन ए कॉलोनी, हिंदू, मुस्लिम, क्रिश्चियन, ईसाई सब कुछ रह रहे हैं, तो दे आर टॉलरेटिंग ईच अदर्स. इट्स नॉट लाइक कि 4 लोग एक साथ रह रहे हैं. इफ द 4 people are living together in a common place, these are Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, ईसाई, जो बौद्ध, जैन सब रह रहे हैं एक साथ. तो मीन दे आर मेकिंग ए कॉलोनी, दे आर टॉलरेटिंग ईच अदर. इनके कुछ हैबिट्स हैं, हिंदू के कुछ हैबिट्स हैं, इनके फेस्टिवल अलग है, इनके फेस्टिवल अलग है, इनके फेस्टिवल्स अलग है. मीन्स इन द सोसाइटी वी आर टॉलरेटिंग ईच अदर. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमारे ऊपर स्टेट आके बैठा है कि आपको इसको टॉलरेट करना पड़ेगा. बट वी आर हैविंग द फ्रेंड्स इन डिफरेंट रिलीजन्स, वी आर ईटिंग विद डिफरेंट रिलीजियस फ्रेंड्स. तो उस केस में यू नीड टू मेंशन द एग्जांपल ऑफ टॉलरेंस. व्हाट आर द एग्जांपल ऑफ टॉलरेंस इन द इंडियन सोसाइटी पर्सपेक्टिव, बिकॉज द क्वेश्चन आस्क्ड इन द इंडियन सोसाइटी. सो इंडियन सोसाइटी में सबसे पहला एग्जांपल, वी आर लिविंग टुगेदर इन अ डिफरेंट एरिया बट वी आर बिलोंगिंग टू द डिफरेंट रिलीजन्स. दिस इज अ टाइप ऑफ वन टाइप ऑफ टॉलरेंस. सेकंड, फूड हैबिट्स. A vegetarian can eat with the non-vegetarian. We can sit together and have our foods. Different type of the foods from the society. Hindu eat different things. Even in the Hindu category, कोई कुछ खाता, कोई कुछ खाता. Even in the Mohammedans, Muslim category, some are eating something, some are eating something. But we can eat together. Even in the live example, your roommates are non-vegetarians and the one is the vegetarians. In the kitchen, we are making food together. And we are eating together. This is the another example of tolerance in the food habits that related to society in the country. So these kind of the example you need to mention. Chennai Express किसने देखा है? The Chennai Express is basically belong to the South के theme से है. Mostly South का language यूज हुआ है. And the movie was produced by Bollywood. तो किसका example है? Pluralism. We are moving toward the pluralism. We are even in like Bihar में there is a Chhat Puja. Even Delhi is today celebrating the Chhat Puja. Even the Kali Puja in the eastern India are celebrating in Delhi. Muslim people are celebrating Diwali in the some of the area of the country. ठीक है? In some of the other festival, we are celebrating together. So these are the example of pluralism. So from your society perspective, you need to pick the example from society only. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप कुछ भी हवा में एग्जाम्पल लिखोगे and the examiner will give you the good marks. You need to pick the examples from the societal perspective. And when अगर आप ये questions को practice नहीं करोगे, these kind of the question you are not practiced in your test series, how you will be think these kind of examples. So the main thing in the test series, one, practice, second, quality, third, the evaluation of the test series, and the comments you are getting in your questions. But to need to be right, क्या आपने सही लिखा है, क्या आपने गलत लिखा है, and you are tracking how you are performing from the day 1 to the last day. These are 4-5 major things required in a test series you are attempting anywhere in any of the institution. These are the basic funda of a test series. The test series should be derived from the UPSC. It should be according to the UPSC level. It's not like a 100% L3 question we are giving in the paper. It should be a balanced paper. 40, 50, 60% of the level 1 question and the 30, 35% of the level 3 question are required in the paper. Okay. So assimilation. What is the meaning of assimilation? We are joining the things and we are getting them together. किसी भी चीज को एक साथ लेके आना, assimilate करना, उनको आपस में मिलाना. तो what can be the example?
Buddhism and Jainism into Hinduism.
Yes, even the example of the Buddhism and Brahmanism. In the Buddhism, in the Mahayana sect, we are focused on the Tantricism. Even in the Brahmanism, there is an issue of Tantricism. So they are merged together, they are assimilated together, and that is derived toward the Buddhism. Even the assimilation of the food habits as well. South Indian से इडली डोसा दिल्ली में हर कॉर्नर पे है. You can see biryani from the South India is in the North India. Most of the people in the India, Delhi are demanding the biryani today. So these are the assimilation of the food habits. So these kind of the basics example, the example from the society जो real time examples हैं वो आपको mention करना होगा, जो आप अपने साथ देखते हो society में. Those kind of the examples are required to write in these kind of the question, and the word limit is the 150 only. And the time is 7 minutes only. So in these 7 minutes, I need to understand the question. I need to break the question. I need to think about the examples, what can be the better examples, and I also need to conclude the question. Is it possible in the 7 minutes? Until and unless आपने similar kind of questions practice नहीं किए, या आपने पढ़ते हुए उसको उस तरीके से सोचा ही नहीं है, that's required for the examination. So before starting your preparation, सबसे पहला काम आप अपना सिलेबस याद करो. सबसे दूसरा काम, क्वेश्चन पेपर को एग्जाम का पता लगेगा जब हम उसके पेपर्स देखेंगे. When we see the question, how they frame, why they frame, उस तरीके का क्यों बनाते हैं. They want some of the analytical people sit into the government office. So वो पॉलिसी फ्रेमवर्क उस तरीके से बना सके कि आने वाले 2015 में what can be the economic benefit for India, what can be the India GDP in 2050, किस तरीके की सोसाइटी होगी 2050 में. We cannot, like our constitution maker, even at that time जो services में थे in the 1947 1950 में, they think about this kind of society in the that time before 70 years. So why they are asking this kind of the question? They need to think कि आप कितने ज्यादा टाइम तक सोच सकते हैं, क्या आपका एनालिटिकल पर्सपेक्टिव है when you are writing your answers. They will not think कि आप अच्छे आदमी हैं, बुरे आदमी, वो आपके सामने बात नहीं करेंगे. That's a personality test जो इंटरव्यू में आप देंगे. They judge you through your writing only. So in the prelims, they are checking your width. आप कितना ज्यादा broad जा सकते हैं, कितने बड़े पर्सपेक्टिव में जा सकते हैं. In the mains, they are checking your depth. कितना आप उसको एनालिटिकल लिख सकते हैं. How you can quote your examples, how you can quote your case study. Even like a citizen charters, the Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation performing best in the country. So if there is a question, the ethics, the governance question, तो उसमें किस पर्सपेक्टिव से लेके जाना है. The good governance of the Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation, बॉक्स बना के केस स्टडी मेंशन होना चाहिए आंसर में. That can be the better perspective. So these kind of the things are required for the when you are writing any of the mains answer. So let's discuss the one more question, तो आपको can be a better idea there. This one. Elucidate the relationship between globalization and new technology in the world of scarce resources with special reference to India. इसका रिसेंट में बहुत बड़ा एग्जाम्पल है, एनीबडी कैन टेल? नो. From Indian perspective, India is not an industry for semiconductor. Not. No. There is a very big example from the last time. No, it's not. It's about a train. We are in last in the technology in the trains. No. Vaccine development during the COVID time, scarcity of resources, scarcity of technology as well, scarcity of supply as well. India has become a innovator of vaccine with the help of the foreign institution. We are supplying the vaccine to the world. So globalization की वजह से इंडिया टाई अप विद द सोर्सेज, ऑक्सफोर्ड के साथ टाई अप किया गया. सीरम इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंडिया ने मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सर्विस दी वहां पे, एंड द सप्लाई टू ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड बाय द इंडिया. So elucidate the relationship between globalization and the new technology in the world in scarce resources. The resources are very scarce, बहुत कम था, टाइम भी नहीं था, and even the vaccines are very less. Development बहुत कम था. In the 6 months we need to develop vaccine at that time.
You discussed this already?
Yes sir.
मैंने prepare किया था यार, मैं करूँगा.
See, you can take it away.
We take some more time.
5 more minutes, then you can. So you need to link with the recent examples. Any other example can tell? Defense technology. GPS technology in India. Initially we are using the technology of the US, but in some of the mobile phone that point can come to the last. We will be in the last in that technology, but we need to tell special reference to India. Technology related to defense. Initially we are heavily dependent for the small things or defense on Russia and the US. But in the last 10 years, due to the technology transfer by Russia, due to technology transfer by the US, we are becoming the self-dependent. सबसे बड़ा एग्जाम्पल दे सकते इसरो. We are providing services to the world. In the scarce resources, except the 6-7 country, those who are having the agency at the world level, all other country mostly dependent on India for their services, for their satellites. So how globalization relationship with the new technology in the reference of India. तो specifically focus reference of India पे करना है. If you want to fill the paper, you need to at the 5-6 points पे आप डाल सकते हैं जिसमें हम लेट हैं टेक्नोलॉजी में. So even the sequence of the point also matter in your answer. If you are writing the vaccine example into the last, the examiner will give you the lesser marks than those who are writing at the first rank. So test series में the main thing is analysis, second is the practice, third उसका evaluation and how they are telling you कि आपने क्या नहीं लिखा है. So where are you joining? कहीं पे भी आप join कर रहे हैं, even here in the Edukemy or any of the institution, do the 3 basic things. Read your syllabus, learn your syllabus, write down 2-3 times on the paper so you have remember it, then analyze your paper. Divide the themes of the paper, then the question into that कि किस theme से क्या क्या question बार बार पूछे गए हैं. So do these things before writing any test series. सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम होता है कि हमने रिवाइज नहीं किया, तो हाउ कैन वी राइट द आंसर. तो प्रीलिम्स में क्या कर रहे थे? What you are doing in the prelims?
ऑप्शंस देके याद आता है.
तो इस बार तो नहीं था वो भी ऑप्शन देके. यू नीड टू नो द कंप्लीट इंफॉर्मेशन. In this prelims, it's not about the elimination. In the prelims, they told you that we don't want the person who applying the tricks to solve the exam. They completely telling हमें वो बंदे चाहिए जिनको 100% information है. They have the clarity. They have an analytical mind to solve the paper. So this is the clear idea from the prelims. Even in 2021 उन्होंने idea दिया था जब वो मैथ्स the following pairs को उन्होंने only 1 pair, only 2 pair, only 3 pairs किया था. In this paper, they give the idea of assertion and reason in the 10 questions. It's not be surprised कि अगले वाले पेपर में 50 assertion reasons मिल जाएं आपको. So if we want to crack this examination, we need to go according to flow of the examination. The mains of the 2019, 18, 17 जिन्होंने लिखा है वो irrelevant है 23 के हिसाब से. At that time the level of the question was different. At that time the themes was different. In this time the themes and the question level will be different. You need to prepare, but reverse engineering करके you need to be focused on the exam level. ठीक है? So any of the specific question you want to ask, कोई भी आप किसी भी तरीके का GS पे कोई question you want to ask, let me know.
क्वेश्चन था
हाँ.
जीएस पेपर 3 में पूछा होगा सीपीईसी के बारे
हाँ.
में और उन्होंने ऐसे कुछ नहीं पूछा कि इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी दे हैव सो इफ आई कैन रीड द चाइना पाकिस्तान इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर इज व्यूड एज अ कार्डिनल सबसेट ऑफ चाइना's larger one belt one road initiative. Give a brief description of CPEC and enumerate why India has distanced itself from the same.
हाँ.
सिर्फ पढ़ के लगा आया पर 3 में पूछा और इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी के साथ अगर relate करें
If you read the keywords, cardinal utility. Cardinal utility is an economic term. It is specific with the economical perspective. You need to define the China-Pakistan economic corridor. What are the major components? Which country has joined it? How it's having the effect on the economic development of the country? उसकी sovereignty को कैसे effect करेगा? That's you need to be right in this question.
चाइना की sovereignty
India की sovereignty. Why the India not joining? The last part is the why the India not joining this corridor. So you need to go to the keywords. What exactly the keywords is? ठीक है? Now over to sir.
Thank you so much. Okay, now, have you told them about that sequential mapping? No.
No.
Okay. Now, I'm going back to that question on. I have something in mind. देखो होता क्या है? Yeah, all of you, please focus now. I'm taking it forward for some time more. The challenge of answer writing, the GS में हो, ऑप्शन जिसमें भी हो, challenge ये है, when you read a question, okay, the question can have multiple dimensions. Question on assimilation, tolerance, pluralism, okay, culture's continuity, Indian context, ऐसे बहुत सारे terms हैं. And if I ask you, tell me क्या लिखोगे? You will give me a lot of terms. Terms like sir language hai, terms like you have got festivals, we have got our practices and rituals hain. Look at our beliefs in gods hain. You'll make a list of all this. Okay, this is what is called as the content. Look at the question on globalization, technology, रिसोर्स स्कैर्सिटी एंड इंडिया स्पेसिफिक. तो अगर मैं पूछूंगा आप क्या लिखोगे इसमें? सर ग्लोबलाइजेशन ट्रेड है, ग्लोबलाइजेशन आईटी सेक्टर है, ग्लोबलाइजेशन इज अबाउट द कोलैबोरेशंस, द एफटीएज, न्यू टेक्नोलॉजीज, वी हैव सोलर टेक्नोलॉजी, ईवी टेक्नोलॉजी, द इमर्जिंग सेमीकंडक्टर एस्पेक्ट्स, एआई इज न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी. और ये सब हो जाएगा. Then scarce resource, yes sir, coal is less, oil is less, lithium is less, uranium is less, land is also a challenge. ठीक है? तो ये सब टर्म पता चल रहा है आपको. So what happens is your content, okay, is all there. It's all there. When you write an answer, the problem is to write it, you must convert this into a set of sequential points. Okay, this is point X, this is point 1, this is point Z, this is alpha, this is theta, this is a triangle, this is a square or whatever. अब चैलेंज ये है कि ये जो randomness है इसको आप कैसे डालोगे in terms of a sequence, because while mind can think, okay, randomly, mind can't read randomly. And mind can't even write randomly. लिखने के लिए आपको उठाना पड़ेगा सीक्वेंस. कि I will say X first, then I will say triangle, then I will say theta, then I will say 1, then I will say alpha. चैलेंज, ये बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है फॉर मोस्ट ऑफ यू। ओके, ये कंटेंट शायद कंप्लीट नहीं है, विच इज टेरिबल थिंग एट दिस स्टेज। आई वुड हैव वांटेड कि योर कंटेंट शुड हैव बीन कंप्लीट बाय नाउ। जनरली होगा कंप्लीट आपका, बिकॉज प्रीलिम्स दिया आपने, करंट अफेयर्स देखा है, एंड बाय द टाइम यू डू ऑल दिस मैपिंग वर्क, ये आपका क्लियर हो जाएगा। सम गैप्स विल बी देयर, ओके, यू कैन नेवर हैव 100% कंटेंट, हो ही नहीं सकता। But converting this into this form, I think, is the biggest challenge of answer writing. Okay, so this question, so the question that was asked to you, in fact, I was sitting with Devendra and working out कि हम इसको कैसे दिखाएंगे in terms of conversion. Okay, the question लिखा है ना आपने वो वाला, the question is, yeah, question is, आप लिखो, question लिखो, same question I'm repeating. Elucidate the relationship between, elucidate, all of you write this down, then you'll see what I mean by, okay, mapping. Elucidate the relationship between globalization and new technology in a world of scarce resource. Elucidate the relationship between globalization and new technology in a world of scarce resource with special reference to India. ठीक है? Now see what we did. Okay? How did we convert this into a sequential one? Okay. Point number 1. आप लिखो इसको, then go back and check whether it sounds logical or not. ये कैसे डेवलप होगा? मुझे ये 4 थिंग लिंक करना है. Okay? Point number 1 was, world and India have instance of resource scarcity. World and India have instances of resource scarcity. Example, lithium scarcity, water scarcity, finance scarcity. I'm keeping it diverse. Lithium, energy हो गया, water, agriculture हो गया, finances हो गया, and even scarcity in skilled human resource. The world has scarcity of, okay, resources. ठीक है? Second point, such scarcity impacts sustainability of development. Such scarcity impacts sustainability of development, creates inequalities, creates environmental problems. Okay, so example, dependence on coal and oil, declining agriculture productivity, because कहीं ना कहीं fertilizer scarcity है, land quality का scarcity है. Okay, third one, such scarcity is partly due to globalization. Such scarcity is partly due to globalization. Globalization has resulted in resource intensive and energy intensive urbanization, water intensive communities, use and throw culture. Fourth point, but globalization can also be a solution. Such as countries collaborating in developing and sharing technologies. Example, Solar Alliance. Example, Vaccination Maitri Program. Example, collaboration in disaster management. ठीक है, तो देखो मैंने यहां पे क्या लिंक किया. आई हैव लिंक्ड रिसोर्स स्कैर्सिटी, टेक्नोलॉजी एंड ग्लोबलाइजेशन. लिंक हो गया आपका. स्टोरी स्टार्टेड व्हाट? द वर्ल्ड हैज स्कैर्सिटी. The scarcity impacts development. This scarcity is because of globalization. And globalization can also help solve problems. It's not a one-way thing. Okay, the next point. Okay. So now I'm again going back to the idea of globalization. Next point is, developing global supply chains of critical emerging technologies, developing global supply chains of CET, critical and emerging technologies, is a way forward, ठीक है? So developing lithium supply chains, solar technology transfer chains, okay, climate change intelligence sharing, ये सब supply chains ही तो हैं. Best example is, okay, collaboration is, example is Black Sea Grain Initiative. Black Sea Grain Initiative. Because the conflict of Ukraine is also partly because of globalization. The way NATO was globalizing. Okay. The next point. Okay. Therefore, next point. Therefore, while we see globalization as a factor, that has increased resource scarcities and inequalities, globalization has also offered solutions. Provided it is redefined with more of global South participation. देखो ये पेपर 1 का क्वेश्चन है, ओके? तो मुझे ज्योग्राफी लाना पड़ेगा. ओके, आई हैव टू ब्रिंग लोकल, रीजनल, कोऑपरेशन, सप्लाई चेन, ये सारा बन जाता है ज्योग्राफी. द मोमेंट ऐसे डेवलपमेंट, ओके, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट, ये भी बन गया ज्योग्राफी आपका. Okay, so I've linked these 3 things now: resource scarcity, technology, globalization. The next point. India can lead this approach. With specific reference to India. जितने एग्जाम्पल में इंडिया वाले दिए हुए हैं, मैत्री प्रोग्राम इज इंडिया, करेक्ट? ओके, ISA इज इंडिया, डिजास्टर जो कोलिशन है CDRI, वो भी इंडिया बन गया आपका. ओके, साउथ साउथ कोऑपरेशन इंडिया बन गया आपका. ओके, सो आई ब्रिंग बॉट इंडिया आल्सो इन दिस. नाउ आई एम स्पेसिफिकली मेंशनिंग. So India can lead this process in 3 ways. The India specific answer, okay, 3 ways. कैसे? Develop and scale new technologies. Such as sodium ion technology in EV. Sodium ion technology. Are you aware of this one? They call this as ACC. Okay.
Sorry, advanced chemistry.
Yes. Advanced chemistry cells, exactly. Alternative and advanced chemistry cells, ACC. India wants lithium को हटाओ, हमारे पास lithium नहीं है, हम सोडियम से कराएंगे. So developing ACC technology, okay, and help research transfer with developing countries. Second point, how does India help? Second point, develop and anchor new supply chain networks. हम अपना नेटवर्क बनाएंगे. Can you see this? India, US, Japan, Middle East with Africa लिंक करना है हमें. Example of developing a new supply chain which is independent of China. This is what is reformed multilateralism. India is anchoring the process of reformed multilateralism. Like India cementing South-South cooperation. South-South cooperation. Okay, third, challenging hegemonies in existing tech partnerships. challenging hegemonies in existing tech partnerships. Questioning unfair globalization. Questioning unfair globalization, like Anglo-European dominance in green technologies. Anglo-European dominance in green technologies. ये wind और nuclear में है. The entire non-proliferation is around this, right? Questioning Anglo-European dominance in green technologies and okay, the refusal to fund adequately clean initiatives, to fund adequately the clean initiatives to address scarce resource status, of the globalizing South. COP 26, COP 27, right? Okay, starting from your Glasgow onwards, you want to now start funding our green the technologies of clean environment friendly alternatives. So what I did was, ये जो 3 word था, resource scarcity, globalization, new technologies India, इसको मैंने convert कर दिया into 7-8 point sequential listing. I hope you got the point here. This is your challenge. आप कोई भी क्वेश्चन उठाओ, डू आई नो द आइडिया? यस, आई नो द आइडिया, और ये सब समझ में आता है, बट क्वेश्चन को लिखने में आपको कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा इनटू अ सीक्वेंशियल वे. इसके बाद ये लिखेंगे, इसके बाद ये लिखेंगे. यू गो बैक एंड चेक, आई हैव कवर्ड ऑल द पॉइंट्स इन दिस एंड आई जस्ट गेव यू द आउटलाइन. ओके, टू एनरिच दिस. और एग्जांपल के लिए आ रहे हैं, आप यही लिख के आ जाओ. ट्रस्ट मी, यू हैव डन इट. आई मेंशन ऑल एग्जांपल्स रिक्वायर्ड. आई हैव टच्ड ऑल द इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स हियर. You all got it, all of you here? यही आपको करना होगा in all type of HOTS question. Okay. The problem is, I am assuming you cannot have problem of content scarcity. You can't even say that. Content है, mains दे रहे हो, prelims, okay, you're almost there for most of you. Some of you preparing for 2 or 3 years. How can you say you don't have content? फिर अभी तक what were you doing till now? So ये जो 2 महीना है, आपको यही काम करना है. And we want this to happen for 200-300 question. What we'll do initially is, we'll give you the answer itself. इसलिए मैंने आपको पकड़ा दिया. And it's not that you could not have done this. You just need a mind frame. कि अच्छा इसको ऐसे किया जाता है. आपको यही मैं दिखा दूंगा, 20-30 आंसर दिखा देंगे आपको. The 21st one is going to be your answer. So remember, in the question paper that you have, एक है आपके level 1, level 2 questions. लेवल 1, लेवल 2 क्वेश्चंस, स्ट्रेट आंसर्स. इसमें कोई एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी काम नहीं करना है. क्विक डेफिनेशन, क्विक एग्जांपल्स, क्विक डेटा, 1 एग्जांपल, you are done. We will provide the answers for all of this. How many questions are we giving them previous years? We'll give you, now this is a challenge for you. See, there are 2 ways of studying. One is you create it completely from scratch, okay, and you prepare it. Second is, okay, you are seeing so many things and you are overawed. इतना मुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा ये वाला. ठीक है, हम बोल रहे हैं कि आप क्रिएट कुछ करो, बाकी मुझ पे छोड़ दो. हम आपको बनाया, we will give you close to 1000 answers. Your work is memorize it. Okay, आपका टारगेट होगा every day 10 answers memorization. और आप मेरे सामने बैठ के लिखोगे. That's my challenge here. 3 घंटा, okay, you'll sit down here, you'll write furiously. अच्छा होगा, बुरा होगा, ठीक है, देखा जाएगा. So this type of जो आपको लिस्ट सीक्वेंस बताया ना, ये आप अपने आप अभी कर नहीं पाओगे until I have given 30-40 answers of this kind. Then you'll get used to it. Then you'll know how the game is being played. So when I was doing this work, you know what I did? Like I did this. I said, we have got globalization, we have resource scarcity, we have new technologies, we have India, and मुझे ये relationship चाहिए. So I worked for, let me try this one first, then I try this one first, then I try this, I try this, I try this. फिर मैं सीक्वेंस बना लिया. I'll start with resource scarcity. ये सब में ये लॉजिकल लग रहा है मुझे. ये हुआ किस वजह से हुआ? बिकॉज ऑफ दिस हुआ. तो सोल्यूशन क्या है? ये इसका सोल्यूशन है, ये भी इसका सोल्यूशन है. ओके, तो ये आर्क बन गया आपका. इंडिया इसमें क्या कर रहा है, इसमें क्या कर रहा है, इसमें क्या कर रहा है. I put the entire answer into a small schematic and then I start thinking. So if you do this, आपका माइंड खुलना शुरू हो जाएगा. Now if I give you tolerance, pluralism, okay, and क्या था वाला? Assimilation. Now think about the relationship here. Okay, the more tolerance you have, the more plural you will be. ठीक है? You give examples on that now. The more tolerance you have, some of them will start assimilating also. That will increase again pluralism. और आपका challenge है, इसमें example दे दो, इसमें 3 example, इसमें 3 example. Your work is done. And what can the government do to foster all the 3? Okay, but then you must take it towards, are these the elements of secularism or not? So because the government aids this, yes, you must talk about the role of state here. So हम यही ट्राई करेंगे. And I will want, आप अपने आप करो practice. Before that, take something from us. So if you look at our approach here, okay, we will first do PYQ analysis. Okay, will you explain this? Okay. Can you go back? ये अब समझ गया all of you? Online, I do not know if you're listening to me or not. I have realized I've shifted gears. Okay. When I shift gears, मुझे समझ में नहीं आता आप सुन रहे हो कि नहीं सुन रहे हो. Online, are all listening to me? Yes, Divesh, Divek, Abhishek. The advantage of offline is I can see them nod their heads. Okay, I do not know what you are doing out there. Yes, दिवेक ही लिख रहे हैं कि दिवेक के पापा मम्मा लिख रही हैं. दिवेक गया है बाहर खेलने के लिए. चलो, okay, fine. As long as you are listening, I am happy. Listening? Okay, fine round. ठीक है. Okay, so this is summing up. Summing up कि आपका exam, and so you need to accept. अच्छा, one more thing. This guy Shubham again. I keep coming back because it's fresh with me. He said I asked him what was the smartest thing that you did in a preparation. Okay, कि आपको पहले बार में निकालने कैसे आप? He said the smartest thing number 1 he did was, he said, I was very sure that this is my only option for long time. तो मुझे ये निकालना ही पड़ेगा. Otherwise my life is a hell types. Second he said was, I did a very good strategy. वो अच्छा नहीं था, बुरा था, वो तो अभी पता चला. But at that time I kept on modifying, refining as I learned many things. And I never listened to any advice blindly. मैं सुन लेता था, I would analyze it कि वो मेरे लिए applicable है या नहीं. Listen to a topper, okay, वो बोला ठीक है, let me analyze first, good for me or not, and I made my planner. Third thing in analysis is that I had a thorough work of syllabus and question analysis. कहां से पूछेगा, क्या पूछ रहा है, क्या पैटर्न है, उसका बना लिया कंटेंट. And the fourth thing he said I did was, he said, I accepted the fact this is going to be a grind. This is going to be quite a journey. बहुत बार ये बोरिंग भी होने वाला है, लेकिन मुझे करना पड़ेगा. You start as a mindset thing. ये 2-3 महीना जो आपके पास है ना, take it like that. कि आपको करना पड़ेगा. There are problems, we will handle it. Okay, so it's a mindset thing, not about sir क्या पढ़ लूं. क्या पढ़ लेना, आंसर बेटा आपके YouTube में है. जाओ, go Google search it, आपको सारा ज्ञान मिल जाएगा. Accept the fact this will be a challenge and let's address it. So I'm making a list of these are your fears and problems. Okay, first fear I said is the prelims fear. Okay, and you become prelim specialist and you forget focusing on the mains. This is a बहुत logical problem है. Okay, so you have to get out of the prelims mindset now. Okay, second is you don't analyze the question pattern. बैठो analysis करो, question का demand समझो. You are not going to be a regular aspirant. भगवान के आप क्वालिफाई करेंगे, अगले साल 1-2 साल के अंदर आप डीएम बन जाएंगे आप. I need a thinking mind there. Okay, so analyze. Content retention and readiness issue है. ये हम करेंगे धीरे, जो भी रट्टा मार मार के आपका कंटेंट बन जाएगा। एंड मेमोराइज करना है। एंड आई आस्क्ड दिस बॉय अगेन, शुभम, हाउ मेनी टाइम्स रिवाइज? सेज आई मस्ट हैव रिवाइज्ड गॉड नो 50-60 टाइम्स एवरीथिंग। So people who qualify, no, they are doing this. आप बाहर बैठ के आप बोलोगे यार एक बार पढ़ लिया याद नहीं हुआ, किसी का भी एक बार में याद नहीं होता है, बार बार करना पड़ता है, रिपीटेड रिवीजन। एग्जाम के पहले तो आप तो डालो 7-8-9 घंटे डालना है, डालो। डोंट ज्वाइन एनी क्लास एज इन कि बैठ के आप 6 दिन क्लास कर रहे हो, नो, यू विल ज्वाइन ओनली फॉर प्रैक्टिस नाउ, जस्ट राइटिंग रिवीजन, राइटिंग रिवीजन, ठीक है। सो यू विल डू कंटेंट रिटेंशन। पेपर कंप्लीशन जब ही हो पाएगा when the speed picks up. Speed picks up only if you memorize the answers. 10 क्वेश्चन दिया, 6 रट्टा मारा हुआ है, 4 पे हम सोच के लिख लेंगे। Okay. Confusion between revision first, writing first. Most of us feel कि पहले पढ़ लेते हैं फिर लिखेंगे, बेटा वो कभी नहीं आने वाला। आपका पढ़ाई कभी खत्म होगा ही नहीं। You must do it together. सुबह पढ़ो, शाम को लिखो, शाम को पढ़ो, सुबह लिखो। It goes on. There's no rigidity here. You feel कि 2 दिन पढ़ लेता हूं, 3rd day लिखूंगा, fine, but don't stretch that beyond that. So reading, studying and writing happens together. How to current affairs. Now current affairs should not be studied like a separate animal. जो आंसर लिखा आपने, ये current affairs से तो है। You can see CET in that. You have seen SDG in that. You're seeing alliance in that. You're seeing, so you have to learn कि करंट अफेयर्स का इशू को कैसे डाला जाएगा आंसर के अंदर में। Your current affair is not a stand-alone product. Your current affairs is not a stand-alone exercise. आपको डालना होगा into the answers. So whatever you read, अगर क्वेश्चन पेपर आपका याद हो गया ना, you will know, अच्छा, this current affair goes into that question. This news goes into that case study. This development goes into that type of content. वो मैपिंग नहीं कर पाते हो आप लोग। I hope you got the point here. So you will note down according to where you want to put the current affairs into the answer. So you will incorporate current affairs into the answers. And writing with understanding is another problem that you have. अब समझ के लिखेंगे आप लोग और क्या? So I have tried setting what you must do. Okay. Now a quick idea about what we are offering here. Okay. So end of the day, while I am trying to help you, okay, I would also want all of you to converge with us. In fact, if we all of you listening here, okay, जितने ज्योग्राफी बच्चे हो तो पक्का हमारे पास रहो. For simple reason, your timetable will get organized. Okay, you need to have, okay, otherwise क्या होगा ना, क्लास क्लैश कर रहा होगा, टेस्ट क्लैश कर रहा होगा, okay, my methods कहीं और भी क्लैश कर रहा होगा, which is dangerous. Just to converge. One, number 2, okay, there is a method we want to follow. It is not going to be test. This is another problem many of you have. You have the content, आपने course कर लिया. You directly enter into a test series and you start writing L3 answers. ये frustrating होगा आपके लिए. You have not converted this into some practice, convert this into some memorization, convert this into some kind of recall, and then you enter this. So test series important hai, yes, who says no, but not like this. Yes, I must join the Formula 1 race, but not by learning car driving yesterday. Learn the car driving, learn drive on the street, go towards the highway, expressway, then you go into the fast race tracks. So do this process, please, all of you. This is what we are trying to do. So having said all the gyan, I would want you all to converge with us. Okay. Our agenda is, okay, ये test के पहले, I think you explain now, ठीक है? You know the program better. He has designed it, so he knows better. यहीं से? नहीं, तो कर लिया आपने. Yes. So I'll leave it to Devender now to explain what the program is, and we have the timetable in this. किस दिन क्या करेंगे? Okay, Monday क्या, Tuesday क्या? Okay. Okay, fine. I'm leaving you with Devender sir. And again, my recommendation to you is you can join the program online or offline, doesn't matter. Okay, it will not. But अगर आप आसपास हो, I will want द प्रैक्टिस राइटिंग टू बी इन द क्लास कंडीशंस. आप यहीं आके लिखो. अनलेस यू डिसाइड नहीं जाने आने में बहुत टाइम लगता है, मैं घर पे लिख दूंगा, दैट्स ओके. अदरवाइज आई वांट कि आप यहीं पर आके हमारे साथ लिखें. We have a favorite word for this. We call this as marathon sessions. Marathon where आप so some of them are saying ayyo sir. Okay. So ayyo because they know you sit here for 4-5 hours. Okay. हम आपको चाय पानी खाना भी खिलाएंगे. बस एक काम आप कर देना, मुझे रैंक दे देना. और रैंक दिन मिलने के बाद में बोलना कि सर आप ही के वजह से हुआ था. That's my yes. ठीक है, we'll all participate there. So I'll let Devendra explain what the program is. Okay. And again, whether you join or not, आप कम से कम अपने आप ये काम करना. Don't mindlessly go and give the test. Analyze. You must be able to anticipate कि क्या क्वेश्चन पूछने वाला है. You must ask your mentors and teachers. तो आपने ये क्वेश्चन क्यों सेट किया? Is it only because you need the difficulty level or you are anticipating this question be asked? And why? I want questioning candidates here. And you don't agree with my questions, come and tell us. We will discuss. Maybe we will change if required. So work on that lines. Okay, you are not a school going kid there. Okay. So you are on. Devendra, you take off.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for all of you.
Thank you, sir.
ठीक है, ज्ञान हो गया. तो लेट्स स्टार्ट द काम. So I am designing this program. I am leading this program. Like the prelims, those who have joined the prelims with us, they know how we work, how we strategize, and कैसे rigorous practice कराते हैं. It's not like कि आप नहीं आओगे, आपको बुलाया जाएगा, आपको बिठाया जाएगा, आपसे कराया जाएगा. If you are a serious candidate and you want to join, then only join. अगर आपको लगता है कि एक टेस्ट दे के लास्ट में आने, that's not required here. We want those candidates जो एकदम से है कि हमें बनना है IAS, IPS, IRS, जो भी आप बनना चाहते हैं. तो लेट्स गिव अ 2 years प्रॉपर अच्छा हार्ड वर्क करके, सो वी कैन सेटिस्फाई और यू कैन सेटिस्फाई कि हाँ मैंने अपना 100% दिया है. अदरवाइज लाइक कि आप स्टार्ट करते हैं प्रीलिम्स के लिए, प्रीलिम्स नहीं होता है, 3 महीना खाली बैठते हैं, फिर लगता है कि यार दोबारा से प्रीलिम्स पढ़ना है. इवन आई कैन से 28 मई को पेपर था, टोटल 203 डेज दिए थे. नाउ टुडे इज 98 डेज लेफ्ट. जिन्होंने उस दिन से ही पढ़ना स्टार्ट किया, देयर आर 10 days अहेड टू यू. ठीक है, अगर यू आर नॉट स्टार्टिंग टिल नाउ, यू आर अगेन वेटिंग फॉर द प्रीलिम्स रिजल्ट टिल 20th ऑफ, 1 महीना आपसे आगे हो जाएंगे. एंड देन यू आर थिंकिंग कि हमारा क्यों नहीं हो रहा है, उनका क्यों हो रहा है. ओके, सो लेट्स कम टू द प्रोग्राम. तो सबसे पहले ऑन एवरी ट्यूसडे वी विल हैव अ PYQ एनालिसिस, जो आप लोग खुद से करके आएंगे पहले. Then I will take it up subject wise, like one on history, then on geography, then on society, then on economy, polity, governance, सबका PYQ analysis होगा. Then on the same day, on Tuesday, we will give you a practice test with model answers, 20 questions with 20 answers. You will go home, you will read, you will remember those, and on every Thursday you will come to the coaching here. On every Thursday you will write these 20 questions in 3 hours. With some modification, with some diagram, with some enrichment. Not the same answers. We will give you model answers, but you need to enrich those answers as well, ताकि आप थोड़ा different create करो अपनी writings में. अगर सब same लिख दोगे तो वो तो there is no difference. So you need to show the difference your answer writing skills, your presentation as well. On every Sunday, we will have a sectional test. Sectional test, like on the test 1 is history. सो आपको 20 क्वेश्चन प्रैक्टिस मिलेंगे हिस्ट्री के, एंड द सेम टॉपिक्स पे आपको सेक्शनल टेस्ट मिलेगा, और स्पेसिफिकली ऑन द हिस्ट्री. तो संडे को आपका टेस्ट होगा, एंड ऑन एवरी मंडे दे विल बी डिस्कशन ऑफ दैट टेस्ट, जहां पे आउट ऑफ दोस 20 क्वेश्चन जो मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट है, जो लेवल 3 क्वेश्चन है, आई विल डिस्कस देयर. दीज आर द क्वेश्चन यू नीड टू थिंक थ्रू. These are the some examples you can add. These are the some case study you can add. So this will be the program here. तो सबसे पहले on every Tuesday there will be PYQ analysis, like in the prelims we did. On every Tuesday the prelims analysis, and then like a means analysis the same way. Then the practice you will get, आप उसको याद करोगे, उसको पढ़ोगे, उसको अच्छे से आके यहाँ पे every Thursday you will write it. And this is the compulsion. Option नहीं है. This is not an option कि you will write or not. आपको आके लिखना ही है on every Thursday. Then on every Sunday you will write the sectional test of the schedule. जो भी आपका schedule है उसके according you will write the sectional test, and on every Monday there will be a test discussion on the same basis. Then the cycle repeat for 24 tests. So in this course, we are total having 8 practice tests, 8 sectional tests, 8 full length tests like the UPSC one, GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. Plus we are giving the 2 full length essay test as well. 2 full length essay tests with the 8 topics in the each test. You will get it. With this, you will get the model answer of PYQ from 2014 to 2022. 2014 से 2022 सारे PYQ के अच्छे स्टैंडर्ड्स के मॉडल आंसर मिलेंगे. इट्स नॉट लाइक इन द मार्केट और इन द वेबसाइट यू आर गेटिंग इट. इट विल बी अकॉर्डिंग टू लॉजिकल सेट. जो क्वेश्चन की डिमांड है, द आंसर इज डिजाइन अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट ओनली. With this, you will also getting like a 1-to-1 mentorship. आप कहाँ पे लैग कर रहे हैं? इसका mentorship को every institution is choosing this mentorship, but I don't know what they mean for the mentor. The mean for the mentor, you need to understand the each one. आप सब अलग हैं. You 20 are sitting here. You are different. Everyone is different. Everyone writing style is different. Everyone problem is different. So the main idea behind the mentor to understand you, to understand your writings. आपको कहाँ पे किस टाइम पे गाइड करना. That's the meaning of the mentor. It's not only related to the academics. It also related to the other things in your life. कहाँ पे आप लैग कर रहे हो, होम इशू है या कुछ भी इशू related to here. तो that's the mentor mean. So this whole thing you will get in this program. And the other. So these are the components of the exam: practice test, sectional test, full length test, 2 essay, PYQ analysis, test discussion, structured mentorship plus PYQ analysis. Structured mentorship means we will start tracking you from the day 1. And on the last day of the test series, in the last week of the August, you will get your data, how you perform from day 1 to the day 100. In between, we will show you data in between the test. So you will be motivated कि हाँ, we are performing well. And those who are demotivated कि हम अच्छा नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो both kind of the candidate you will find there. So it should be a complete written process होगा, complete tracking होगा. Then only you can be the accountable to us कि हमने क्या किया. Please tell us. So we are doing these kind of thing. Even in the question, you are doing like a 500 questions तो आप टेस्ट सीरीज में ही सोल्व कर रहे हैं. 8 प्रैक्टिस टेस्ट 160 क्वेश्चन, 8 sectional test 160 question, 8 full length test 160 question, 2 essay 16 question, 496 question you are doing in the test series itself within the 3.5 month. मीन्स अगर आप 500 क्वेश्चन कर रहे हो तो ऑलमोस्ट 400 टॉपिक्स तो आप कंप्लीट करोगे ना. एंड विद द PYQ that's more than the 800 question you are getting. For the better idea of this exam कि कैसे क्वेश्चन को लिखा जाना चाहिए, how to understand this exam. So this is the overall program we designed. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप डायरेक्ट आके संडे को टेस्ट लिखो, उसके बाद हम आपको कॉपी चेक करके दे देंगे, उसके बाद हमारा कोई मीन नहीं है. This is the mean. You will come on Monday, you will come on Tuesday, you will come on Thursday, and you will again come on Sunday. So this is a program like कि आप आ रही हो, लिख रहे हो, बात कर रहे हो, चेक करा रहे हो एंड गेटिंग द फीडबैक, सो यू कैन इंप्रूव ऑन डे बाय डे. इस टेस्ट सीरीज के साथ यू शुड फोकस ऑन योर स्टैटिक पार्ट. आपको क्या क्या पढ़ना है. यू नीड टू बी प्रिपेयर योर नोट्स अकॉर्डिंग टू योर सिलेबस. अगर आपने पहले बना रखे, रिवाइज दोज नोट्स. एंड विद दिस वन यू नीड टू रीड द न्यूज पेपर एज वेल. फॉर द मेंस न्यूज पेपर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. You need to read the editorials. जो न्यू कमर्स होते हैं उनके लिए मैं I suggest the one you need to read 2 or 3 on daily basis. उसको रीड करके छोड़ना नहीं है. You need to write the good introduction. If the Ashok Gulati is writing the editorial on the agriculture perspective, you need to take their introduction and you need to write into your notebook. If there is a question on the agriculture, if there is a question on the MSP, if there is a question on the fertilizers, you can directly quote this person. So that's the meaning of the reading the newspaper. It's not like I'm taking the Hindu, I'm reading it for the 2 hours, I'm not getting anything. So reading the newspaper carefully and noting the content of the newspaper as for the question perspective is required here. So these 2 things from your side. all other things from our side. If you are following this process, follow this one even you are clearing the prelims or not. अगर नहीं भी हो रहा, अगर ये नहीं फॉलो करोगे तो नेक्स्ट ईयर ऑन द सेम प्लेटफॉर्म यू विल बी हियर कि अब मेंस का क्या करें. इफ यू आर डूइंग दिस रिगरसली इन द नेक्स्ट 4 मंथ, अगले साल प्रीलिम्स होने के बाद सोचना नहीं पड़ेगा. यू कैन डायरेक्टली थिंक अबाउट द इंटरव्यू इफ यू प्रैक्टिस रिगरसली अबाउट द मेंस एग्जामिनेशन. इसीलिए इसका नाम मेन बोला गया. प्रीलिम्स इज द जस्ट एंट्री इनटू द एग्जाम. मेंस इज अबाउट योर नॉलेज, अबाउट योर स्किल्स, अबाउट योर एनालिटिकल लेवल, and interview is all about your personality. That's why they gave 1750 marks to this one, and that's why they're not including the prelim marks. That's why the main exam. So this is all about the program. Any question you people have regarding anything, so you can ask me. ठीक है. Timing for? The timing is 12 o'clock, 12 to 3 रहेगा. हाँ, आफ्टरनून टाइम 12 to 3. Change of your test timing you can be changed, but the discussion timing will be the same. Test you can come to the institution and you can write, but the discussion time will be the same. हाँ. No, PYQ नहीं होगा. Practice test is not a PYQ. Practice test आपके अलग क्वेश्चन मिलेंगे, 20 क्वेश्चन स्टैंडर्ड क्वेश्चंस होंगे जो एज पर द यूपीएससी एग्जाम ही रहेगा. हाँ, PYQ नोट डिस्कशन, PYQ एनालिसिस, देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन देम. हिस्ट्री का एनालिसिस, या हिस्ट्री एनालिसिस फ्रॉम 2014 to 2022. Like from 19th we are starting this program. 19th of June we are starting. So on 19th there will be a history analysis. History PYQ analysis. What are the major themes asked in the history? और history का pattern क्या रहा है? That we will take it up. आप पहले से इसलिए करके लेके आएंगे बिकॉज आप ब्लैंक ना रहे ड्यूरिंग द क्लास. हाँ हाँ हाँ, ठीक है. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन यू पीपल है? Like you are identifying the 6 theme into the history. So first you will read about those themes according to the syllabus. You will make note of those 6 themes comprehensively because you know most of the 80% of the question are only from these themes. Then focus on the other themes. कि बाकी themes से क्या क्या major news में है उससे link करके we can prepare the content and can read it. So we need to set a priority. Return on investment we need to know. If I am investing the time on the topic which has been asked one time in the last 7 years and I am giving it 2-3 days, that's not required here. We need to be focused on the exam. What is the main criteria in the exam? So उसके according we will prepare. ठीक है? Any other question? Yes. We have the 5 mentors here. So that will be allotted according when you are joining the program. The counselor will tell you about the mentors. ठीक है, ओके. Yes, Divesh, it will be beneficial for 24 as well because you are tackling an exam. But I will suggest only join when अगर आपने पहले पढ़ा है GS के बारे में. If you are new to GS, please don't join. If you read the GS 2-3 times, please then only join the test series because there is a content required for the test series. 1 minute.